Hi everybody, and welcome to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. On this video, we'll see two posts from Today I Effed Up and one from Am I the A-Hole. So if you wanna get started with the stories, then just use the timestamps below the video. Now, I'd like to thank all of you that support me, either as YouTube members, Twitch subscribers, or when you donate during the live streams. Your support means a lot to me, so thank you. And if this is the first time watching one of my videos and you like it, then consider subscribing to the channel and joining us on Discord. Now let's get started with today's stories. This post is from the subreddit Today I Effed Up, and it's from user Done the Weed. Today I effed up after getting high with my fiance. Last night, I finally managed to convince my fiance to smoke weed with me. She's always been anti-420, but now that we're just a few weeks away from getting married and being all grown up and crap, she's gone full YOLO, you only live once. Fast forward to me seeing my fiancé high for the first time. She became extremely relaxed and talkative. It was cute at first, listening to her go on and on about life and love, but then crap kind of got specific. She mentioned how she never expected to be with someone like me. I didn't even have to encourage her to explain because the floodgates were already wide open. All those details spilled out without any effing filter. This is what I learned from my fiancé that I never knew before. 1. Most of her past relationships ended because she was notoriously promiscuous. 2. As per number 1, one of those relationships came to an end after she cheated on her boyfriend by hooking up with his younger brother, while also cheating on the damn brother with his best friend, who just so happened to be the same sex. 3. I'm the first guy she's had to do the fake orgasm thing with. Apparently, all her exes pushed all the right buttons, whereas I don't. 4. My asthma is a turnoff when it comes to sex because she feels like she needs to hold back so that I don't get too excited and die. 5. All her exes had horse penises. Of course they did. I'm her first average. Those were some of the key points. It was too traumatizing to register whatever else she said afterwards. I don't think I blinked for the rest of the evening. Yikes. The only thing I can say at this point is just ask you guys, what would you do with this information? And if you're wondering what OP did with this information, well, we have two updates regarding this whole thing. So let's go with the first one, which is a short-term update. Update. Even though I knew what my fiancé said would haunt me forever, I was willing to bury it in the back of my mind and pretend like last night never happened. However, my fiancé wanted to talk, so we did. It was brutal. She said my mom was right about her being wrong for me. Long story short, all of this crap was building up to her admitting she'd been sending nudes to one of her horse penis exes. An effing Chad. I'm emotionally destroyed. It doesn't feel real yet, so I have trouble accepting it's over. But it is. Guess I'm returning that ring and getting a PS5. Appreciate all the advice. OP, I would say you were lucky that F-up happened. It's best to know now before getting married that she was doing this stuff and ending the relationship now than most certainly going through a divorce later when you found out she was cheating and not just sending nudes. So OP, I would say that this F-up was actually a blessing in disguise. In any case, OP also gave us an update a month after this initial post, so let's continue with that. It's been more than a month since I broke up with my ex-fiancé, and you know what? Life turned out better than expected. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I had my dance with depression, still do from time to time, but for the most part, I've managed to pull my crap together and focus on simply being a healthier human. Then, last night happened. It was my birthday. My sister came over. She knew I wasn't planning on going out and partying, but loyal to her reputation as the wild one in the family, she brought the party to me. After more than a few drinks, the two of us were drunkenly debating what I should have said to my ex-fiancé the night she practically slingshot my manhood into outer space by praising her exes for being sexually superior in all the ways that I wasn't. I got so fired up, I decided to take it a step further and actually call my ex-fiancé on the phone. My sister egged me on. I didn't even know what I was gonna say, but I was drunk and determined enough not to hang up. The moment my ex answered, I started rapping. It went a little something like this. You were my pick. Long pause. Through thin and through thick. An even longer pause. But you saw my penis, and it made you sick. You said it wasn't true love, it was just a lie, and all I had to do was get your ass high. There was an awkward silence before my ex said she was never really high that night. According to her, she just seized an opportunity to be as open and honest as possible without being a complete bitch. Then she added, but if she would have been a complete bitch, she could have included the following. 1. My about to come phase made me look like I'm about to vomit, which is why she started timing my orgasms so she knew when to squeeze her eyes shut. 2. My beard always smelled like peanut butter. That's all she said, but I'm gonna assume this was also bad. 3. She stopped going to clubs with me not because she grew out of it, but because A. I was too socially awkward around her friends, and B. Whenever I danced, it was like watching a dog derping. I heard enough and hung up. Now I'm traumatized all over again. Yikes. Opie, I think you've learned the meaning of let sleeping dogs lie. Also, never drunk call. Also, apparently it was not a blessing in disguise that she got high and told you all of her truths, because she'd been wanting to tell you for a while. It's a good thing this wedding didn't go through. It sucks that your self-esteem got kicked in the nuts. Hard. Hopefully you'll be able to recover from this one and move on. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's from user TA Tasty Food. Am I the a-hole for using hot sauce like an idiot? I love hot sauce. My favorite is Tabasco, but I just effing love all hot sauce. For years, I've carried a mini bottle of Tabasco in my purse and some emergency mini packets in my wallet. I don't pull it out at restaurants because it's in poor taste in my culture and most restaurants don't allow it. It's mostly for takeout or eaten on the go or for when I go to a spice intolerant close friends' houses. I'm also weird in that I don't put it all over my food or mix it in. I'll put a few drops or a squirt on individual bites of food because I like to alternate between spicy and regular bites. When I'm out at restaurants, I tend to hog the bottle of hot sauce, so I normally ask for 2 bottles so that other people that enjoy hot sauce aren't inconvenienced. With that background out of the way, here's what happened. COVID restrictions have loosened, so my husband and some friends of ours went out to a restaurant with outdoor dining to get some drinks and dinner. One of our friends brought her new boyfriend, Jim, that none of us have met before, and honestly, he seemed off from the start. He openly ogled myself and other women in our group. He made a joke about how people with Down syndrome are a drain to society after a friend updated us on how her daughter with Down syndrome was doing, and he constantly talked down to my friend. When our food arrived, I asked for a second bottle of hot sauce and began to do my thing with it. When he saw what I was doing, Jim gave me the dirtiest look and asked why I was using hot sauce like an idiot. I briefly explained to him why, and he then turned to my friend, his girlfriend, and told her, "You didn't tell me your friend was an effing R-slur." I'm not gonna lie, I saw red. I told him off about everything wrong he'd done throughout our get-together, and that anywhere he was, I would no longer be because he was so disgusting and disrespectful. I then flagged down our waiter, got a to-go box for my hardly touched meal, paid my husband's and I's tab, then walked out. I just couldn't be around someone like him. Later, I got a text from my friend telling me I humiliated her and that all of our friends followed suit and left because they couldn't stand him either, as well as told her that they refused to be around him. She told me I alienated her and made everyone hate her. I feel like a total D now because I didn't mean to hurt her. I just wanted to get away from her awful boyfriend before I caused an even bigger scene. She now is begging everyone to give him a second chance and none of us will. And she's been cursing us out and calling all of us heartless a-holes. So am I the a-hole for this? I think I might be the a-hole because my friend doesn't have many friends, and she pretty much was told by her only friends that we won't F with her when her boyfriend is around. They moved in together recently after a couple months of dating, so it'll apparently be nearly impossible to not be around him according to her, and that cutting off the love of her life means we're effectively cutting her off. Well, OP, first thing I'm gonna say is that no, you did not alienate her. Her huge douchebag of a boyfriend is the one that's doing that. And just to get the judgment out of the way, no, OP, you are not the a-hole at all in this situation. It clearly is this guy. I'm willing to bet this is one of those people that defines themselves as truth tellers. They just call it like it is, right? Well, here's the thing. You may have an absolutely factual and valid point, or even an opinion, but you don't need to be an insensitive douche to say it or to give your opinion. In this guy's case, he's actually not even contributing to the conversation. He's just being a douche. Making that comment about how people with Down syndrome are a drain to society right after one of the friends had given an update on their daughter that has Down syndrome. And also, why would you have an opinion about how people eat with hot sauce or not? Like, does it really bother you? Is there a right way to eat with hot sauce? What kind of an idiot are you, man? OP, it sounds to me like your friend is in an abusive relationship and she doesn't see it. He talks down to her and pulled this stunt off, I would believe, on purpose to alienate her from her friends. This guy is bad news, but at the same time, I don't think your friend wants to see it. In any case, and regarding your judgment, you are most definitely not the a-hole. What do you guys think? Let me know your judgment in the comment section, and now let's move on with the community judgment. Evocative Enigma says, not the a-hole. Oh my god, that guy deserves to be told off. How is it that everyone else in the group didn't and thought his words were okay? Your friend with the daughter with Down syndrome, how is it that she didn't immediately blow up at him? I would have gone off as well and made sure that my friends know not to call anyone an arsler, even if they are mentally challenged. That is not something to call someone. I'm a caretaker for my mentally challenged cousin. That word is basically treated like a slur as well. Glad they all followed suit, but it seriously shouldn't have gotten to that point before someone told him off. And she seems to think like he is a decent guy who needs a second chance? No, if she chooses that a-hole over her friend group, she needs to be distanced from as well. And OP responds, my friend whose daughter has Down syndrome told him to never use that word and that he was being beyond disrespectful. I think it surprised him that someone stood up to him because he looked at her wide-eyed and open-closed his mouth a couple of times before aggressively tearing a piece of bread into a bunch of little pieces. Throughout the meal, my friends and I repeatedly asked him to stop using slurs and being inappropriate, and one of my friends pulled our friend aside while they were in the bathroom together to ask her what the F was up and if she felt safe, and our friend just blew her off. We were also at a pretty high-end restaurant, so we were worried about making a huge scene, which in retrospect was pretty stupid because we shouldn't have tolerated his behavior from the get-go, regardless of where we were. Teeniest Ghost says, not the a-hole. Your friend's boyfriend humiliated her because he's not able to keep inappropriate thoughts to himself like most other adults, and openly ogling at other women is the icing on the cake. Her boyfriend isn't entitled to a second chance, and it's pretty telling that he's not on his knees begging for forgiveness. If he's not seeing the problems, he'll just act like whatever it suits him. Milo the 49 says, not the a-hole. Your friend humiliated herself by bringing a trash human being, lol, onto the hot sauce. As long as you don't hog the bottle from anyone else who wants hot sauce, then you're fine. Live your best life, amigo. Well, the community says that OP is not the a-hole because it was obvious. Now, it also stood out to me the way OP tells us that he reacted to being called out by the mother of the girl with Down syndrome by tearing a piece of bread into tiny pieces. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but that behavior on itself while being called out strikes me as a sign of rage. But of course I could be wrong, so why don't you let me know in the comment section what you think. And now let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Today I F'd Up, and it's from user BlaBlaBleep. Today I F'd up by getting too high to remember that I ordered food. So it's a Friday night. My roommate friend and I are having a great time. We are smoking, drinking, and listening to music. In the middle of hitting the bong, we hear this loud bang 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 Knock at the door. And we are not expecting anyone, so I immediately think cops. My roommate looks at me and just says, "Nope." We literally get on our hands and knees and start crawling from the living room to the bedroom. We hear another loud knock. Friend goes into the bathroom and hides. We're panicking. Oh crap. What happened? The neighbors called from the smell? Why are the cops here? Do we just answer? Do we have to? All these whispered questions go on until we realize it's been long enough without another knock. Are we in the clear? I send my roommate to crawl back out and check. I'm too scared. She goes sneaking back out to peek out the front window. She yells out, "It's clear, I think," and then grabs her phone. The phone reads 3 missed calls, Pizza Hut. Friend emerges from the bathroom and we all cry laughing when she just slowly turns the phone for us to see our mutual F-up. We all apparently forgot we ordered pizza. There was in fact no cops and probably one annoyed delivery driver. We called and explained what happened. They sent us a new pizza and some cookies. Well, OP, lesson learned. Next time you guys are having this much fun and ordered pizza, then maybe write a post-it with the information so that you don't forget, or set an alarm saying the pizza should be here by now or something like that, because I would assume it is quite annoying for the delivery driver to have to go to your house, knock on the door all that time, no answer, and then go back with the pizza in his hands. They were really cool by sending a new pizza and some cookies for you guys. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I certainly did reading them to you. So if you did, then go ahead and give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and become a member of our Discord community that just keeps growing, and it is fantastic. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of the relevant links are in the video description below, so be sure to check them out. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys enjoy this content, so thank you once again. And having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.